Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Jay Garner and the Jay Con podcast from the BX. So I got somebody super special. She is a entrepreneur, cosmetologist. But I don't want to say anymore, guys. So shout out to Pretty. So Pretty, tell the fans a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am Big Grind's cousin, little cousin. I'm 18. I'm a senior in high school. I am going through my last year, of course. I am in cosmetology. I've been in cos for 3 years now. I started my sophomore year, and it's basically a program where you can um, learn your trade or whatever you want to do in high school. So when you graduate, you can just go into your field afterwards. So that's basically what I'm doing. So in June, I'll finish all of my 1,500 hours for cosmetology and I will go to take my state boards. I have a written and a practical, and it's about a couple hours, so it's an all day process. But it's basically it's a great opportunity because I wouldn't have to go through beauty school after high school. That's thousands of dollars in debt, and I saved so much money just doing it the way I did, and I had so many opportunities with people. Like Pretty in a Minute. There's also Great Clips, Empire, Paul Mitchell, all these different places that come in and talk to us and teach us about things. So we have that knowledge of everything pretty much that you'll know in beauty school, but you just learn it in those time spans over
Awesome,
3 years.
awesome. So Pretty, like, what got you into the business, the entrepreneurship, to do cosmetology?
Well, at first, I used to live in the city in the Bronx, as you know, but I did move. I want to say the summer before my freshman year, so I live in New Hampshire now, and here there's not that many people that have textured hair and stuff like that. So the people that do, like, I wanted to help out those girls because they don't know how to do their hair or their parents. So I just wanted to be that person, that stylist that can help them and love their natural hair because they'll just straighten it or just, blow it out, and it's just like you should love your natural self because that is important. So I wanted to learn how to do hair and stuff. And in cause we do learn ethnic hair, but it's more so like foils and stuff and bleaching. But we do learn the things for like ethnic hair, like my hair. Everybody always asks me, "Oh, like who does your hair?" And I'm like, "Me." So I'm like my own walking platform because people see me and my work and stuff. And I recently did make an Instagram so that people can see my work and my progress throughout the years and stuff like that. So, and I honestly wanted to learn how to do my hair because like I was tired of waiting like for other people to do my hair. So I'm like, I might as well learn how to do it. And, that's the best way because I'm self taught. So, yeah.
That's awesome. So what So you finishing high school? You finish high school. You are in trade school,
hmm
and so I wanted to know, like, what was the journey like? What was your journey into becoming this entrepreneur? Doing for self taught. What was your journey? What was your journey like in that sense? Where you know,
Well, I want to say at first, nobody's perfect, because if the world was perfect, then everything would be fine. But at first, I wasn't good. And like I said, I was self taught. So I would just keep trying to do different styles and stuff and see like, oh, like, is this gonna work, is this not gonna work, like recently in class we started doing like knotless braids, and I've always done the regular box braids, and I was like, I don't think I could do this, and then I did it and I was like, this is like, don't ever tell yourself that you can't or anything like that because you just have to try. Patience is key, and I feel like trusting the process is important too, and also like being in touch with God. Like you just have to, pray and stuff because if you don't, then it's just like you're gonna be just steady at the same pace for the longest because you don't want to do better. You're saying you can't do something. So I did that, and and I was even helping the people in my class, as I'm not even a teacher, and I'm teaching people how to do my kind of hair and stuff, and they were doing amazing. And that's just like great for me because it's like, look, you're teaching people now how to do things that they don't know how to do, and they're like, I give you credit for what you do because it's not easy at all. So I just think that's amazing. And at first, when I was, because as a sophomore, you don't really know, like freshman, sophomore, you don't really know what you want to do with your life.
Mm,
You're still young. So I chose, I'm like, oh, okay, I want to do cosmetology. Me thinking I'm not going to make it in and stuff like that. But like I said, I prayed and I was like, God, can you please help me? Like, Lord, help me, get into this program and stuff like that. Because every year that you go into a program, it's like an interview and you have to re-do it. Like, you're not automatically in. So my first year I applied and I had to go through the interview and I made it. And then that year ended and then I'm like, okay, I need to apply again. And I applied again and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to do it. And I made it in. And then this last year I applied and I got in. And it's just like, it's all about your motivation and your drive. And like, if you want it, you'll do it. And I just love it. At first, I wasn't going to do cosmetology. I was going to go into the medical field,
mm.
um, and or the RLTC program. But you know, when I told my dad about the RLTC, he's like, "No, I don't want you to go until," and I'm like, "All right, I won't do that." And then I wanted to do medical assisting because, my brother did it. My older brother did medical assisting, and my grandmother did it and all that. And I felt like I was doing that because it was for them and it wasn't for me. And I needed to also learn that you don't do things for other people, you do it for yourself, because then I would have did that and not been happy. So I went through with the cosmetology and I love it as of right now. I mean, I have to find like a salon and somewhere to work for after I graduate, but I feel like I have, a pretty good setup. There's a lady that at my old job, she opened up a salon and she gave me her business card and her number and everything. And she said, when you get your cos license, come and see me. So I have things set up and stuff. It's just, like I said, having that motivation and drive is very important. Um, and things can get hard. Yes, I know it's easier said than done. But when you keep pushing and like, you know, yeah, you'll get it.
What are the pros and cons being an entrepreneur in cosmetology?
Um, okay, I'll start off with the cons. Okay, me personally, there's gonna be things like I said, there's going to be things that you're good at, and there's going to be things that you're not good at. But you can be good at anything unless you can be good at anything if you put that work in. So I never used to like foiling, like never used to like foiling. But this year, the teacher that I have now, she helped us and she gave us techniques and she, you know, taught us different ways to do things. And then I started liking it again. And the same thing for color. Color is, you can mess it up so fast and it's like, oh, okay, it's not my cup of tea, but if I have to do it, I'll do it. And like roller sets, those are like a pain too, or like doing perms and all of that stuff is like very tedious and time consuming, and you have to be good with time, um, because in that industry, time is money, and you have to work fast, especially if you're doing bleaching or like toning and stuff like that. You have to be very fast because with once you put that on the hair, it's processing, and you have to be fast because if you have to get that whole head done in a certain amount of time and then you have a next client, you have to get it done in that time period. So time is very important in the industry of doing hair, because if you book somebody and then you only have 2 hours to get that service done, you need to get that done in 2 hours because you have a next person. So I feel like now I'm just working on time, and it's also for my state boards because you have a certain amount of time to get a certain amount of things done. So, um, time, and you have to be consistent with your work, because if you're not consistent, then people are going to be like, okay, like I'm not going to come here anymore. They're going to give you a bad review or something like that. So it's all about your consistency in your work and, you know, all that stuff. And I would say the pros are all the experiences that you have, the people that you meet, they're amazing. The knowledge that you get is very amazing as well. Like you wouldn't think that there's a lot in going into beauty school. You probably think, oh, you're just doing like, playing with hair all day or doing all that. It's like so much that you do. Like in that program, I get like about 4 credits for math, science, an art credit, all that stuff, because it's a lot that goes into it. Like we learn chemistry, AP, and all that stuff, because you have to go in depth with your skin, your the follicles in your hair and all that stuff. So it is a lot that goes into it, and some people don't understand. They're like, "Oh, you're doing that? That's nothing." And it's like it is, because people go to people all the time to get facials, to get manicures, pedicures, to get their eyebrows waxed. The hair on your face isn't the same hair that's on your head. People don't know that, or your skin is different from the skin on your arms and stuff like that. So it's like the background knowledge and things is very important. And I learned so much because I thought, oh yeah, it's just doing hair. But no, we have days where we're sitting in the class for 3 hours just learning theory, and it's good because you get to learn those things and you get tested out on those things. So yeah, that's what I would say.
So where can people find you? If they looking to work with you or pay you and things like that. Like give tell the fans and the audience your socials where they can find you.
So for my cosmetology social, it is cause.by.pretty. Um, and I am in New Hampshire, so I mean, unless you're willing to travel, that's nice. But I do take clients, just for like some info. I do take clients on Wednesday mornings because I technically go to 2 schools. I go to Dover High School for my cosmetology, and I go to Spalding High School for my academics. That's my main school, the school that I'm graduating from. So my first half of my day I go to Dover, and my second half I go to Spalding. So I have to have a certain time slot. So there's that. But my Instagram for my cause is cause.by.pretty. But after high school and stuff, that's probably going to still be my same Instagram, because, eventually I'm going to travel and stuff like that. So maybe I'll come back to, the Bronx and stuff and have my social. And by that time, I'll have cards and stuff like that. I'm in the process of doing that. So I can have business cards and, a website eventually so people can book and stuff like that. But yeah.
That's awesome. So um, you are just such a blessing and a hustler from what I'm hearing, and I want to ask you like, how has it been when it comes to support? In that sense in your field, like how has the support been?
Well, I mean, the support is good. I either way, if there was, support or not, I'm my biggest supporter. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day in, day out, I'm the one that's like, okay, you wake up in the morning and you're like, all right, we gotta do this. Like I need to go to school to get these hours because I need 1,500 hours of, time. So, I mean, but the people around me do support me, my friends and my family and stuff like that. But, and, having God and stuff like that, he's also a supporter because, he helps everything fall in line and stuff. But, I mean, honestly, when I don't talk about every experience and stuff, like I'm my biggest, like, supporter all the time because I'm just like, I came so far from what I used to know until now. It's just like I'm so proud of myself. It's like I always say like now it's the time is ticking. I have like a few months left and I'm done with school. And it's just like wow, you've been through so much and you've done so much in such little time. It's just so amazing. So I would, but I mean, there's so much support. My friends, my family, everything like that. So, I mean, it's good. The support system is good. I feel like everybody knows that it's like I'm capable of like what I put my mind to. So they're just like, they already know. They're like, you're gonna do good. You're gonna do amazing. So they just, they're there.
Oh, that's good that you have a great support system with your business, and it's just awesome that you're on the podcast and just sharing everything. So, there's another question I wanted to ask you. Like, where do you see yourself 5 to 10 years from now?
Honestly, I see myself, you know, within like 5 or 10 years having that good clientele where I can no longer be working under somebody else and I can be slowly working into my own space and having my own business because my ultimate goal is to have my own salon. I would like to have all the services that somebody would want or need, male or female. Um, Whether that be hair cutting services, braiding, color services, if you would like a mani, pedi, um, if you would like a wax or anything like that, anything that I know how to do and my team, I also would like to bring the people that I've been in school with for 3 years to come and join me if that's what they're willing to do if they haven't had other, opportunities or plans with their life. But I do want to have my own business and stuff like that. Probably already gone through with um, going to school for business and stuff. And I see myself very successful. I'm just, you know, I try not to say much about what I'm gonna do because then, but I do see myself being successful because of how far I've come in such a short amount of time. Um, and I do want to be a travel. I do want to be a travel stylist. So like if it's a wedding or something like that, like if they need me to travel, I'll be going there and my price range would be good because of my work and you know all of that stuff. So I do see myself being very successful and move to a location where the my clientele is high and where I have, good opportunities and stuff and I'm willing to, work with some big people eventually one day. I recently went to a hair show not too long ago, and this girl, she's 21 and she's worked on TV sets with celebrities and all this stuff. And she was sitting in the same room that I was sitting in when she was younger than me, when she was like 15. And I'm like, if she can do it, I can do it. Like, there's no limit on what you can do. If you have that drive and motivation and you have that faith that you can do it, then you can do it. So, yeah.
That's that's awesome. There's something that came up to me so much. You were saying faith. How and
Yeah.
like how you know you said faith in God. How important is that foundation, that belief system, that foundation that you're saying, like faith and having faith in God and things of that nature? How big is that to you?
I feel like it's number one because that's all I've known my whole life. As you know, you've seen me when I was a baby.
Yeah.
Um, and that's what's been like instilled in me and stuff like that. And it's so important to go back to what you just begun from. Like, that's all I knew. Like, is the Lord and having faith and, you know, and praying about things and stuff like that. Because, if, like he says, if nobody else, you have nobody else, you have him. So it's like, there's been so many points in my life where I felt like I didn't have anybody else. But I had him and he showed like he helped me go through things that I thought that I would never go through. So it's just like I'm gonna always give him praise because without him, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. And it's just like you just have to have that faith because if you don't, like, I just like you wouldn't I wouldn't be where I'm at, honestly. I feel like because, it's been some rocky roads and, I pushed through it and I am very grateful and proud of myself for where I've become and there's many more things to come. So, yeah.
That's awesome. So now I got to hit you with this special question. Since you on the Jay Grind podcast, um, what is one of your favorite songs from Jay Grind? What is a song that stuck out to you and why? And have you even been listening to Jay Grind's catalog?
So, I remember, oh my goodness. Because I grew up with you. So, I mean, I honestly love all of your music. Whenever you like share something with me, I don't have a favorite because, why would I? Like I feel like when you have so much of a variety, like I don't have a favorite, but I do enjoy like your style of music and like how the word I feel like words are very important and I didn't know that when I was younger, like listening to music. I'm like, oh yeah, I like this song because of the beat and stuff. But like the words and like what you say in your music is very like I feel like it touches, somebody and you understand it, like you feel that person's like pain or what they're going through or their happiness or whatever it is. And I feel like when I listen to your music, I feel that because it's just like, dang, like you know like a person, but like when they like write music or like write just writing in general, like you see like, you know, and I feel like it's just the words that you have in your music are just good. I I enjoy all of it, honestly.
That's awesome. So what do you say to your future self?
I don't know. Oh my goodness. Um, I would say to my future self that, oh my goodness, wow. I feel like I've like had an answer to everything, but I feel like I would say a whole bunch of things like I'm proud of you. You're very strong and independent. Um, Keep on doing what you're doing, still have faith. Always trust the process because, you know, there might be times where you feel like, you know, you're never gonna get out of that dark cloud, but it's you're being put to the test to see if, you know, you can be strong and stuff like that. So just keep pushing, um, and stuff like that. I don't, yeah, that's all.
If you can write a book about yourself, what is one thing? Describe in one word your life and why.
I would say silence or like pain because I keep everything in and I'm just silent. Um, and I feel like, you know, I'm in any situation that I go through, I'll be silent or I'll walk away. Um, so, I've because I felt like I've never had it was always, you just don't say anything or if you say something or I feel like if I said something it would be wrong or something like that. So I was like, okay, then I'll just be quiet and I'll hold in how I feel and I'm not going to say how I feel because, you know. So I've always been in silence, um and that silent pain is just different, I feel like, because, um when you don't say much and you're going through so much, you just go through all of that by yourself. Um, so I would say that because, I've, people always say, you've gone through so much and you're so sweet and you're so kind still. And you're still like, you keep going. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And I don't know how because I keep it all in and I'm silent all the time. And I'm, you know, but I don't let that define me because it's just like, I'm doing better now. I might not be perfect, but I'm doing better than before. So, yeah.
Well, um, let man, this is great. I just want to say, like, let the fans and the audience know where they could find you, and I want to say, like, I'm very proud of you for where you've come from and how far you've came. You know, you and
Thank
I both
you.
know, and I just want to say, keep up the good work, and I want to say, I'm so godly proud of you, and as long as God has given me the gifts and the talents, I'm going to share it to you and make sure
Yeah.
you get that upper hand because we need to do that for our people. But share it, share your socials, share everything that you want to tell the audience and the fans where they can find you and do business with you and things of that nature.
Yeah. So I do have my social. I just want to make sure that it is cause dot by like b cause cos dot by dot pretty pretty. I would say that's like my business account, really. Um, that's where all my cosmetology stuff is at, and if you guys want to just find me, that's my Instagram. But yeah, I don't really like have like a TikTok to like promote my work yet. I want to eventually get into that, like doing like days in the life as like cosmetology, or just like me doing hair and stuff. um and I don't really do like Facebook like that. I'm not really a Facebook person. But I do have my Instagram for that, for my cosmetology, so that's like my business account. But yeah, so
All right, that's awesome. You already know where to find Pretty on cosmetology on IG. Shout out to the J God podcast. You already know BX. We out.